Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Thank you so much for stopping by. Of course, today what I have for you guys is a brand new GTA 5 Online video, and this will be your weekly update reminder for all of our changes, money bonuses, vehicle discounts, removed vehicles, free vehicles, all that and more before the new weekly GTA Online event goes live Thursday morning. Of course, on Wednesdays, I bring you guys all of the news on the upcoming event, but just on Tuesdays, I like to give you guys a reminder for anyone who may be brand new to the game and they want to jump in and see what's on offer, how they could take advantage of different opportunities and maybe progress through the game faster or pick up limited time items, because this week we have some pretty good ones. Or of course, if you just missed out on the past few days in GTA Online, you don't have to go scrolling back through my channel to find the old video. So with that being said, let's jump into everything here today because we actually have some pretty good opportunities. When it comes to the bonuses, we actually have a pretty decent opportunity this week, or I think it's a little bit underrated because I don't think players realize just how effective it can be. We do have triple money on taxi work, and of course I made a money guide this week if you want to learn how to do taxi work as efficiently as possible and how you can make almost $500,000 per hour this week from taxi work while it is triple money, because with the bottom dollar bounties DLC, the taxi work was buffed with triple money permanently. So instead of, say for example, you're getting $10 for taxi work for doing one mission, now you're getting $30. This is just for an example here to showcase how effective it is. But this week with triple money, that $30 taxi fare now becomes $90 because that permanent triple buff from a month ago obviously stays, and that compounds with the triple money this week for the weekly update. So you can make basically about $150,000 every 20 minutes doing taxi work. As long as you're getting done with like one fare every 2.5 minutes, you will be on pace to earn about $450,000 an hour with the taxi work, which is pretty awesome. Now, a lot of players have questions how you get this taxi custom. You of course need to do 10 fares in a row, but also reach level 25 in your Arena Wars rank, and you can actually get this taxi custom with the red and black paint job, custom wheels, all performance upgrades, things like that. But feel free to use the normal taxi, just call one for yourself, or use the Willard Eudora or the Classique Broadway, something like that. Now, in addition to that, if you don't want to take advantage of that money bonus, because while, other active grinding content can be better, like the Cluck and Bell Farm Raid, Cayo Perico, and Dr. Dre, always have your passive businesses running in the background. But say if you don't have passive businesses and you want to take advantage on other game modes so that you can actually take advantage of those other types of businesses in the game so you can start earning money, like the Acid Lab, Bunker, things like that. Let's talk about our two other bonuses real fast. We do have double money and RP on the EC Classic races. So of course you use the Weenie EC Classic during this race game mode and you get double money and double RP. But in addition to that, we also have the drift races, which are going to be double money and double RP. And if you are a GTA Plus member, these actually compound with the GTA Plus bonuses, which is double money for this week. So GTA Plus members are getting 4 times money and 4 times RP on the drift races, which is kind of cool right there. Not sure why for the normal players the drag races aren't double money this week either, but maybe that's what they'll be next week or something like that. But nonetheless, those are all the bonuses for this week in GTA. For your discounts this week, we do have actually a bunch of removed vehicles, which we're going to talk about a little bit later on. But this is the first week in a while we've seen a bunch of vehicle discounts where they don't really feature removed vehicles. They're just normal vehicle discounts, and that's it. So we have the Overflawed Tyrant for 40% off. You can get this for $1,509,000. On Elitist Travel, you can get the Western Annihilator on sale for 40% off as well for $1,095,000. And then when it comes to other vehicle discounts on Southern San Andreas Super Autos, we have the Bravado Hot Ring Hellfire for 30% off for $1,267,000. The Dinka Post Loot on sale, 30% off, $687,750. The Dinka Conjo SJ for $719,250. This is also 30% off. And we also have the Ubermacht Reinhardt, which you could take advantage of. Again, it's 30% off, so you can pick it up for $1,118,600 this week. If you want to check out the removed vehicles, we're going to be jumping into those in just a little bit, so check out the timestamps in this video to find out those. At the Diamond Casino and Resort for the next couple days, of course, you have your Pegassi Zentorno as your lucky wheel podium vehicle to spin the wheel and try and win, take advantage of. This is a fantastic and a legendary DLC vehicle here in GTA Online. It's got great traction, great acceleration, top speed's pretty awesome. It blows the Turismo R as well as the Entity XF out of the water on the track. It's just a fantastic car overall. It keeps up with a lot of modern supercars, and so I talked about this in my free vehicles video earlier on Saturday. I think I uploaded it, but as always, my Tuesday update reminder, I like to go over, spin the lucky wheel, and see if we can actually unlock it this week. If I am able to win this, then this would be the 3rd Zentorno I think I own. I own 2 right now. It doesn't look like we're gonna get it, but we're gonna get 10,000 RP, so not terrible. And remember, as always, after your daily spin of the lucky wheel as well, always make sure to come over to the cashier and take your visitor bonus as well of 1,000 chips. Now that we're here at the LS Car Meet, your prize ride for this week that you can see, it is the Ocelot Arden. And in order to unlock this vehicle, all you need to do is, of course, complete the prize ride challenge, which for this week is placing top 5 in LS Car Meet Series races for 4 days in a row. Not necessarily something that you may want to do for this car, but the traction on this car is incredible. There's some really cool customization. It's an underrated weaponized vehicle. A lot of players may not even know that. It comes with front-mounted machine guns. They do just about as much damage as the ones you'd find on the Ruiner 2000 or the Blazer Aqua or, you know, the JB700W, something like that. So they're not incredible against armored targets, but just light infantry and clearing out ads and things like that. It is pretty good. So that is your prize ride for this week. Now, of course, we also have our LS Car Meet test drive vehicles, which these cars aren't necessarily removed from the game, and so, you know, there's nothing really limited time about them, but the liveries on the cars are some pretty cool ones. So we'll start off, we have the Pfister Comet S2. It features the Rock and Roll Legends livery, which I don't see it in this itself. It's got like Fukaru graphics and stuff like that, but that's what Rockstar said was coming to the game. And then of course we have the Pfister Growler, which features the tracked camo livery. This one's pretty sweet. I like this two-tone camo on one side, normal paint job on the other. The Growler is a car with great customization in general. Same with the Comet S2. These are both excellent cars. The Growler is going to handle a lot better. IRL, you know, of course, a 911 is going to handle way better than, what would this be, like a Cayman or something like that, but nonetheless, two great Pfister vehicles here. And then we have the Karen Previan as well, which is featuring the Stance Andreas Drift Team livery. So if you want to get any of these cars with these liveries applied on them, because you may not be able to get them later down the line or something like that, make sure to come over to the LS Car Meet. The Comet S2 is actually going to cost you $1,408,500. The Pfister Growler is going to cost you $1,220,250. And then the Karen Previan is going to cost you $1,117,500. So no limited time removed vehicles from the LS Car Meet today, but that's why we have to go over to Simeon's and check out that selection. So here at Simeon's Premium Deluxe Motorsport, this is where you can find some of the pretty cool removed vehicles for this week in GTA Online. We actually have some pretty decent ones here, so we're gonna jump into things. Let's start off with the Dubachi 770, which is gonna be over here. This is the first car that you can get. If you want to pick this one up, it is gonna cost you $695,000. Of course, you want to get this before the new weekly update goes live because it is a removed vehicle, as are the rest of these cars that are in stock today. This car has a pretty high top speed. What's unique about it is it has a 6-speed gearbox instead of 5, so that's gonna give it an edge against other cars, you know, other sports cars, things like that, because a lot of sports cars in this game for some reason are 5-speed instead of 6-speed. But it is going to be heavy, it's really wide, and it is rear-wheel drive, and so that's going to limit your acceleration as well as your traction in this game. But it is inspired by that Aston Martin 177, so you get a nice blend of luxury and performance, and that's actually the car that you guys could see, you know, one at the beginning of this video and the one I have featured outside over here. I just recustomized mine. I put it in blue or ultra blue, and I feel like it actually looks pretty nice. I did have it in like a, you know, it was a silver or a brushed aluminum. I forget exactly how I had it set up, but it was supposed to look like just the standard James Bond Aston Martin, and now I made it, you know, a little bit more vibrant and colorful, and I also like the way it turned out. But overall, the 177 is pretty sweet, and so you want to get this Dubachi 770 in game. Next, we have the Benefactor Streeter, which is like an okay off-road vehicle. It's durable and it is very stable on those challenging terrains, but of course you get that increased weight with this SUV and a reduced top speed compared to other Benefactor vehicles that you're used to driving. And even off-road, of course, you're going to be falling behind other lighter rally cars in the game, for example, but you also don't have all of the rock climbing advantages that you would get with the Canis Terminus or any other off-road vehicle that has high ground clearance, because as you can see, it's jacked up, but it's not super high off the ground, but it is fun to drive in this game. The one thing I would say that I really don't like about this car is it completely lacks any sort of ramming capability. So if you bump into a car in front of you, you're gonna decelerate and stop. You're not gonna move it out of the way like you would, you know, with another vehicle. Like the Canis Terminus, you can just fly into cars and not slow down at all and lose any of your momentum. But the Benefactor Streeter just basically comes to a stop, which is unfortunate. But if you're just looking to casually drive around on dirt trails and desert trails, things like that, this is a nice casual choice for off-road adventures in the game. Next up, we have the BF Raptor. Obviously, this is a very unique trike-style sports vehicle. It's got quick acceleration, agile handling, it's got stable enough cornering, but the light body and the rear wheel are going to cause a little bit of traction loss and corner traction loss especially, so be careful when making turns with this car. Nonetheless, if you do want to pick it up, it is going to cost you $648,000. I forgot to mention the streeter price to you guys, which this week, if you want to pick it up, $500,000, so $500,000 flat. 1 Cluck and Bell Farm rating, you can get it. Then we have the Tornado Rat Rod, which I think some players in this game may appreciate. It obviously features good enough acceleration for what this car is. Not that great of a top speed, just a modest top speed. It's got a long wheelbase, as you can see. The rear wheels, as well as the front wheels, they're exposed, so they're susceptible to gunfire. You need bulletproof tires, but it is kind of like a cool hot rod in this game if you do want to customize it, stuff like that. If you want to go for it, you know, I think any player can have fun customizing this vehicle. And if you want to pick this one up, it is going to cost you $378,000. And then, of course, we wind up with the Dinka Enduro. It's just not as good as the Sanchez. You can't even take it on off-road races like you could take the Sanchez, which I think is a major drawback to this vehicle. Not that it's expensive. It only costs you $48,000, so you can keep that in mind. But it's a decent off-road motorcycle. It has good enough maneuverability. Like I said, lower top speed compared to similar bikes like the Sanchez, for example. And it is ineligible for those off-road races, but it is inspired by those older Honda XL250s and XL350s, so if you want more retro Honda dirt bike styling in this game, go with the Dinka Enduro, because it does have a really cool classic aesthetic to it for a dirt bike. For our Salvage Yard robbery cars this week, unfortunately none of these are claimable, but nonetheless we will talk about them all. So we do have our standard range vehicle featured in the cargo ship robbery, and you can see it's the BF Weevil. Next up is the Ocelot Jugular, which is the mid-range vehicle for the remainder of this weekly update featured in the Gangbanger robbery. And then we end up with the Anuz Deity, of course, this week's top-range vehicle featured in the McToney robbery. Like I said, sadly, none of these are claimable. At Luxury Autos, kind of same old, same old. I wish they would add some cooler vehicles from Legendary Motorsports or something like that. You know, some older cars, not just like newer DLC vehicles. But we do have the new Benefactor Vorschlag Hammer, which you could pick up for $1,814,510. And then we also have, of course, the Uber Mach Niobe. You can buy this car for $1,903,939. Next up, we have to talk about what's at the gun van, which for this week, we do have some nice opportunities. We do have the Battle Axe, which I actually need to pick up right here, so I might as well buy it. We have the Stun Gun featured here, the rail gun, the SMG, which you can't see it because I have mine in the Mark II version. We have the compact grenade launcher, as well as the carbine rifle, which of course you can upgrade to the carbine rifle Mark II. The stun gun is going to be 50% off for every single player in the game, and then if you have GTA Plus, don't forget, the railgun is actually going to be 30% off for you for the remainder of this week while it's for sale at the gun van. So make sure to pick up that if you don't have it already. When it comes to the time trials and premium race for this week, your premium race is Cutting Corners, which is locked to the Supercars class. Your normal time trial is Elysian Island 2 with a part time of 1 minute and 50 seconds. And your HSW time trial this week is Pacific Bluffs to Mount Gordo. But with all that being said, we're going to wrap things up right here. Those are all the vehicle discounts for a reminder of your money bonuses on how you can make some pretty decent money with active grinding content this week. Of course, your removed vehicles, your limited time vehicle liveries that you could pick up on vehicles featured at the LS Carmi as your test drive vehicles for this week. All the things like that. Gun van opportunities, which are pretty good. Not the best weekly event in terms of money grinding, but of course, hoping we get some business bonuses here in the next couple weeks while the player accounts continue to drop off after the bottom dollar bounties DLC. But nonetheless, thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you guys have a fantastic day. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are brand new. Drop a like if you guys enjoyed or just found the information helpful. Of course, just want to remind you guys one more time, check out the video tomorrow on Wednesday for all of our weekly update news and information for the next GTA 5 Online weekly event. Hope to see you guys there. Check me out over on Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram. Hopefully you guys have a fantastic day, and I will see you all in the next GTA Online video. Adios, amigos.